Hello, happy new year to everyone. Cold wet day, well not so much wet but definitely cold. It has been cold all week. Completely different to the lovely weather I had over Christmas in Australia. Yeah, but which of course was amazing when seeing the sun and that. Quick heads up, if you ever go to Australia and you're like me, you know, you like your tools and you know, you like DIY stuff and bits and pieces, just do yourself a favour and pop into a place called Bunnings. They did they took over home base here some years back, but it failed and they pulled out. But yeah, I have to say that it was a bit disastrous for them, but had they probably done what they've done in Australia, it probably would have been very, very successful, I would have thought. So because it is, if you imagine the biggest Tesco's you've ever been to, like one of the big extra ones, and probably maybe double the size of that, that's probably about the size of a Bunnings, and they have literally everything you could possibly think of in there. And when I say everything, I'm talking about B&Q on a super gigantic scale. They have so many different sizes of woods, so many different sizes of metal strips, so they have everything. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, I digress. I'm actually here working on the bulkhead, and there it is. So as you can see, what I've done is we've cut away the front flap section, and I've just rubbed it all down and I've treated all that in rust filler. I've got to do this. This is all pitty on the inside, but I don't want to touch that until I've got the front bit fitted, for obvious reasons, like stability, make sure I don't lose shape, pretty much everything really. So I'm just gonna, I've given it a treat, so I'm just gonna give this a blast now of this is Weld True Primer, because I'm not going to get it welded today, but I wanted to just give it a bit of protection. While I just cut the bits out ready. So yeah, so I'm just giving that a bit of protection while I sort it all out. Job's a good one. So I have also got an amazing tool which I will show you. It's actually in one of my other boxes and I can't get in to get it in a minute, so but I will. But anyway, yes, so here we are, and this is what we're planning on doing. So what I'm actually also going to do, rather than just weld, I'm actually going to put a couple of plates in behind, which I am then going to so that will like sit behind there, out the way of obviously the vent, and what I'm going to do is drill through and then puddle weld, and that will actually give us some extra form of rigidity when it goes on, rather than just worrying about a butt seam weld. It will also give me something to lean against and just give it a little bit of extra support inside. So I'm just going to trim these up and do that. You don't need to watch all that, it's a bit boring just cutting some metal and that. So yeah, so I really just wanted to basically do that. What else have we done? So since the last time. So we obviously the tub's been done. If you haven't seen the I've got gloves on them. As you go. Sound deadened all the underside of the tub. If you haven't seen that, then flick to one of the other videos and you can check that out. So that's got struts and I've got all the inside to paint and everything, but I'm waiting to actually fit this back on here. This is all stripped under here, chassis all been painted. Got a bit more to do on it. I've just started stripping down the back axle, and in here he says, if I can find the keys, which are there. We have the rebuilt front axle, all new parts. It's all done, just got it's been sitting around, it just needs doing, but yeah, all new brakes, new brake shoes, done all this has all been done, got new swivels, everything's new shafts, the whole lot. So yeah, so that's all been done, waiting to go on the front. Took the leaf springs off and tidied all them up. Well, I started with one side and then decided I was going to fit parabolic, so I've just bought some parabolic springs to go on, and I'm just going to nip out in a bit and pick up the slick shift for the gear stick, for the gearbox. So I picked that up. I brought one of them. They've just come back in stock. They only, I think, had about 6 of them. So from Synchro Gearbox. So I quickly grabbed the other one because they haven't had them for. When did I last check? I check regularly, like, but must have been March when I started looking last year. March, April maybe. So they've just got, and as I say, I think they only got about 6 in, so I quickly grabbed one. So I'll be showing that being fitted when I get round to it. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Anyway, stop waffling, Andre, and let's crack on. But yeah, have a good day, and we'll catch you on the update on the Bulkhead next time round. Have a good day. Till next time.